Hello and welcome to another development diary. Today we'll be talking about the new yet undisclosed content for Europa Universalis for Domination, the new expansion that was announced yesterday. We are very excited to show you the final features that we will include, but let's start by addressing some of the countries that may be on the list of what could be considered early modern great powers, the main theme of domination. And it will not receive new content in this expansion. First of all, you may have noticed and widely requested new content to be included for two of the historical winners in the Middle East during this time period, the Gunpowder Empire of Persia and the Mughals, and also for some of the other historical losers in the area as the Mamluks. To be clear, they've been left out of this expansion on purpose, since we have future plans for the Middle East. So you can expect us to create new content for them in the future. Some of you have also wondered why countries like Venice, Netherlands, and Austria are not in this expansion. You'll see later that some of them have received some extra flavor in domination. But apart from that, today we want to show some countries that we decided to focus on and that received more extra content, which are Portugal, Prussia, and Korea. On top of that, we will also be talking about following new content, naval special units, government reforms, and state privileges. That being said, let's start with the country that I promised a couple weeks ago would receive new content, Portugal, or do we call it Portugal? Mission tree, let's look at its new shape. It's so big. We reorganized it for better consistency. On the upper part, all the missions related to exploration and colonization. We reworked some of the rewards, improved some of the flow of them, and added a few more. Gain a dip, you get more dip. Oh, wow. Charter the seas. You need to either be the first or the second person to circumnavigate the world. Clash with the Ottomans. Our expansion into the Indian Ocean and our control over the Persian Gulf has brought the situation where a clash with the Ottomans is inevitable. Ottomans does not exist. What do you get? Oh, elite Portuguese Marines. 5% discipline on your Marines. Portugal gets a rising naval power till the end of the game, yearly Navy tradition, and you get to build special units. The Lusitanian Empire makes you Empire rank and 25 permanent PP. Very nice. Portuguese monarchy extra seamen, very nice. You can build more marines like that. And the Ordenatas enables the decision, raise Ordenasas. Am I saying that correctly? You get manpower and sailors from provinces close to your capital. Within 50? Oh wait, does this mean within 50 provinces distance? Or within, like, colonial range distance? Yes, all the way to Arabia. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like that. This is a cool reward. I wonder how much you can get from this. 1 year's worth of manpower and sailors. Ooh, I wonder about this. Does this have a cooldown? To rebalance Portugal, we also took into account your suggestions for the Order of Aviz and changed their sailor to a more defensive approach to them. Gain 1 manpower, attrition for enemies, and local defensiveness. We also added salt. Sure. I don't know what these provinces produce now. Let me go check. So they changed 1 fish and 1 wine to salt. Now let's move to it's finally blue. It happened. Let's go. Yes. Dark blue Prussia. Now look at that. That is so much better, honestly. Oh my god. Yes. Hey everyone, Prussia has long been a great and fun nation to play as. As we revamped the content of the Great Powers of Domination, I saw it fit to revisit Portugal to some degree and give them a touch-up to accompany the upcoming expansion. The idea behind this content is that Brandenburg feels like it's surrounded by very powerful neighbors and is rarely allowed to grow and evolve into Prussia. This is especially true in multiplayer scenarios where the Polish, Scandinavian, and Austrian players and they're bullying little Brandenburg out of key provinces, such as the areas of Eastern and Western Prussia or Silesia. Alongside the new Prussian blue color, I worked through nearly every single mission, providing new requirements and rewards, estate privileges, mechanics, and more. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. But the only way to make them stop bullying them is to make Prussia weaker, no? Anyway, starting off, Reclaim Neumark will offer a new dynamic reward as shown below. Conquering provinces that are not part of the Holy Roman Empire will grant one of the following provinces. If we conquer a province whilst allied to the correct emperor, we will gain 3 trust towards us. If we are not allied to the emperor, for every external province we conquer, we'll gain 1 PP. Lastly, if we are... Yo! What? Lastly, if we are the current emperor, every non-HRE province we conquer will yield 0.5 imperial authority. Let's go! The mission Ansbach succession is now tied to a unique time reward. Should you accept the union with Ansbach and the Franconian Hohenzollerns event, you will trigger the mission's time challenge. Starting the countdown, you'll have 5 years at my disposal to reunite the Franconian lands, enjoying a powerful reward if you are victorious. Okay, so you gain a mill point, you gain 100 mil, you gain Franconian as an accepted culture, or 100 dip. However, as the reward is very powerful... Oh, you get permanent PP! Right from the start of the game. Okay, that's... However, as the reward is very powerful, failure will also set you back a good deal, as your lands in Franconia will declare independence, and in return worsen your relations with neighbors. Dude! Yo, and you gain 15 aggressive... Yo... Okay, how much time do you have? 5 years for all of Franconia. What? I feel like 5 years is like really short, no? Because you only get Ansbach. The mission balance of power will empower the Brandenburg Gate project following reward. Culture group manpower modifier. Max effective absolutism. Wow, that suddenly makes the Brandenburg Gate like really good. But it's already good if you're Prussia because it gives you militarism. Or militarization. Conquer Greater Poland will grant the following rewards should you complete it with 200 dev in the Polish region, granting you access to a very powerful age ability as the de facto ruler of the blah 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 blah. Will gain access to the Polish Crown Splendor ability during the Age of Reformation. What does that do? 33% goods produced. Oh yeah, that's good. It's very powerful, yeah. Lastly, as Brandenburg accessible content is concerned, a small pet peeve of mine has always been canals. They always felt somewhat underutilized. And I would love to see them being built more often, as they can create a strategic advantage and a dynamic way to change wars, especially in multiplayer. To at least partially address that, the mission Construct the Kill Canal has had its requirements and rewards changed to spawn the canal upon completion. Oh, you can just click it, and then you get 10% construction cost and construction time. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Listen, Kiel Canal is never gonna be good, because it's absolutely pointless. Unless it gives like 500 trade power, and even then. Moving on to Prussia, they'll now get access to some new missions as per Emperor DLC dictates. What is important to note here, however, that militarization, as we know it, as far as Prussia is concerned, has changed. Prussia now starts with a new version of it called Early Prussian Militarization. Few disaster points here. It's a little bit weaker. Only Prussia will have access to this. Everyone... Oh, so the Zulu keeps the 1.34 iteration. I would like to reinstate the decay of militarization. Yes, so it's not a button you press 10 times and then forget about it for the rest of the campaign. That's good, because it was an empty button. You would just, indeed, you would click it 5 times, and then you'd permanently have 10% discipline. There's no point to it having a cooldown if it, you know. Prussia doesn't need a special unit per se. Their entire army should be bolstered by this mechanic instead, not a few select parts of it. The army is the special unit. And how will the mechanic evolve as the game goes on? By completing these 2 missions. Unlocking more powerful bonuses. Okay, so the first one makes it twice as powerful. That's 10%. Second level is essentially similar to the 1.34 militarization. The only difference here should be the decay. Notice how the jump from the first to the second level also increased the decay of it. Okay. Which leads us to the final level of militarization. If you are an enemy of Prussia, I would highly advise you not to let them get to this stage. Why is there 3 buttons here? M de feu. Royal marriage. These buttons are a work in progress. Okay. Maybe this is the same thing. It just gives 10% more force limit. Scharnhorst maneuvers. Prussia during the 18th century employed quick deployment maneuvers in the battlefield as key component of their military tactics. This involved training soldiers to quickly move and efficiently form positions in the blah 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 blah. Thunderous advance for 5 years, I'm assuming, yeah. You lose 50 militarization, but you gain 15% movement speed. Cool. Reformed military manual. Prussian generals in the 18th century rewrote warfare tactics, changing battlefields, increasing use of firearms, firepower, efficiency of the Prussian changes, significant factor, dominant military power. 10% land attrition, army tradition, and reinforced speed. Okay, cool. At this point, I mean, Prussia doesn't need more oomph, right? So these things are really cool. The reinforced speed and the army tradition and the movement speed, this is kind of cool. Domination, as all of his neighbors were given extensive overhauls. So what do we got? Ooh, fancy buttons. Oh, I like to look at these buttons. You get Hangul alphabet decisions and enables perfectionism institution mechanic. Perfectionism mechanic ability. Institution cost, development cost and primary culture. Development cost and primary culture? It says development cost, not development cost modifier. So inward focus, construction cost, national unrest, fort maintenance, fort defense, CCR increase, aggressive expansion increase, province war score cost plus 100%, stab hit, the all estate loyalty equilibrium, and development cost modifier. Let's go. Outward focus, land force limit, colonial range, global settler increase, diplo rep, aggressive expansion impact increase. Ah, now we get to it. Expansion focus. National unrest increases, yeah! Screw the rebels. Development cost increase, morale of armies, morale of navies, manpower recovery speed, diplo rep malice, core creation cost production, and aggressive expansion impact production. This is like the bellicose stance in the Imperator. It's cool. And you can change the focus every 20 years or when you get a new ruler. Cool! Can you go Republic? It would probably kill it, right? Also, ideas have been revisited. Build cost, morale, infantry, advisor cost, loyalty, admin tech cost, innovativeness gain, fire damage, prestige, dev cost, ship durability, idea cost, naval morale. Hangul alphabet is a big part of Korean history and technology. Whilst it has been removed from ideas, it has not been removed from Korea itself. 10% tech cost. Let's go. Base system becomes a decision too. Taxes and manpower? Oh my. Hull size increase, oh my. That's really good. The amount of Geoboxion, is that like, that's not turtle ships, right? You can construct with skills with naval tradition at 100 naval tradition. 50% of your force limit can be made of Geoboxion ships. Some other small traditions for Korea are traditions of the Tripitaka Koreana and the Righteous Army military reform. Starting with the former Tripitakan's permanent modifier, religious disposition. I need to hurry up. More harmonization speed, dip tech. I got 2 minutes. Jinju gets extra fort level. Tell enemy. Okay, cool. What else do we get? More fort levels. Yes, I'm looking for permanent modifiers. You can call the Righteous Army in times of need. Yes, okay, cool. Fort defense and recover army morale speed goes up. Okay, cool. But what the Righteous Army, what does that do? 10 legitimacy, 2 war exhaustion, 10% loyalty, attrition for enemies, max hostile attrition +3. Holy fuck, that's a lot. And you can hire the Righteous Army. And the Righteous Army is all infantry. Let's go. Righteous Army is an emergency mercenary unit with 10% of its cost and can be recruited like any free company can be. Very nice, very cool. Oh, I love that shit. Very nice. Basically a force of peasants which defend their homeland from invaders. I excluded them from army professionalism costs as it would be a bit awkward from a game perspective to be punished for recruiting a special mercenary and such a... Cool. Wow. When you peace out, they disband. That's kind of sad. Do they also disband if you put them on a boat? I don't know. I'm gonna try that out. This is it for Korea for the time being. I have 53 seconds. Shipbuilding time. You can build galleasses now. Galleasses do lots of galley compatibility. Very cool, Kanye. It's very nice. Yes, very, I like that. Oh! I have no more snoozes. The Dutch and Flemish get the... Oh! VUC Indiamen. Ship cannons. Ship trade power modifier. Very cool. Oh, I like that. Oh! Is even for special units extraordinary as it is the only non-transport unit. It can transport land units. Combined with their ability to protect trade and massive utility of 20% of the force, but additional force but increased by trading and trade efficiency. You will be able to include a lot of 10, 5 to 12 seconds. New government reforms. I'm not going to be able to finish. Oh my god. Its artillery barrage cost goes down. Reinforced speed increase. Cav cost. Infantry. Cavalry warfare. Oh, very nice. Land attrition. Oh. Marines force limit. Regiment manpower usage. Wow, okay, cool. Disembarkment speed, morale of navies, ship cost, land attrition. Fantastic. Oh my god, no. Ads. There's ads. Alright, we're back. You might have noticed that some of these reforms give hard land military modifiers. The general idea that generic military reform should be somewhat a utility for your army. Okay, so all tier 5 is now a military reform then. 3 exceptions to these are the mercenary as well. Artillery cost, land leader siege, Gazi warriors, okay, 17 culture. Oh, so it depends on your culture group. Oh! Leader siege, barracks and training fields give local garrison growth, local garrison size. Soldier households build a lot faster. Regiment cost -50, no, that's interesting. Winning battles gives 10% of the manpower of the enemy troops with... Yo, what? No, what? Are you seeing this? Winning battles gives us 10% manpower of the enemy troops which fell in actual lifesteal. Let's go. Part of Cossacks, available if you Cossack estate, max privileges, +1 special force. Okay, cool. Part of Darmev, you have the Rashputs. Okay, cool. Parts of Darmev, you have the Marathas. Seizing land from the... Yeah, okay. War tax cost goes down if you're in the Hindustanis. Merc cost, Merc discipline, reinforced speed, movement speed. Oh, cool. Army drill gain. Oh, that's very cool. So, the Netherlands, if you get max professionalism, you have that siege ability in your national ideas. So you can really go like... Brrr. Or you can get the chance to capture ships and marine force limit. And also ships can repair and coastal sea zones, so you don't need maritime ideas. French culture groups can get more cav. Rally volunteers of the faith. Gain 4% manpower recovery speed for every ally or subject which has your religion. Can stack up to 20%. I was about to say. English culture can get better marines and more marines. Cowboys get 10% fire damage, you see. Ooh, I like this one. +2 land leader shock, 10% military tech cost, 25% reinforcement. Holy sh. Oh yeah, if you get mercenary ideas is now a thing. Merc companies do not cost armed professionalism. Enables mercenary militarization ability. You get cheaper mercs, more condicherry, mercenary discipline, mercenary leader army tradition modifier. And then you can do mercenary militarization for an additional 10% and you spent money on it. Perfect. Price is 0.1 years of income. Okay. Now that we've covered the tier 5 reforms, let us return to tier 1. Whilst the addition of many additional reforms is highly praised, we were still feeling that a bit more variety is missing as Domination is already a DLC. Focusing on a global scope, it was only fitting that we introduce new tier 1 reforms to make the regions have something to look forward to with the upcoming update in DLC. Scottish monarchy! Fort, and you get a parliament and you get fort defense and diplo rep. If you're part of the HRE, you can get fort maintenance and oh, that's good because they all died due to the fort. Albania gets attrition for enemies. Cool. Let's see if anything stands out here. Years personal union integration. The holder of Mecca can do this, and you get Ikta too. Tanistry has rule election when a new ruler ascends the throne. Can elect a ruler from the ruling dynasty. The Irish states can do. Maghrebi states can always raid coast. Interesting. And they get increased coastal rating. Dutch, Flemish, Frisian can get parliament and status versus Orangist. Archbishopric gets status versus Orangists, but it's also divine. Serbia gets war score cost versus other religions. Okay, you can get different tier 1 reforms as you play the game. You can get 10% of deal cost reduction, maximum tolerance of heathens +2. That is a very cool modifier. Bulgaria can claim states like a tsardom. Janissary breakaway states. Pog. Allow janissaries in true faith provinces. Double pog. Oh, but new rulers become generals. That's less pog. That's a terrible modifier. Even if you get like a 666, he's still gonna be. Reformed Byzantine monarchy. Byzantium must complete the mission conquer Bulgaria, and then you can get culture conversion cost reduction. Ruthenia can get more streltsy and a fuck ton of government capacity. Let's go. Theocracy and monarchy attributes. Allows aristocratic and divine. Monastic temples now removes 5. It doesn't decrease max absolutism. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, the reform. Okay. Enable a decision which allows to adjust karma every 20 years. Okay, that's cool. Yes, I like that. Persia gets okay, so Persian culture just allows the feudal theocracy, and it gives manpower in 2 faith provinces now. Additionally, Domination will unlock some over-the-top government reforms for achieving a difficulty-ish feat. Caliphate gets oh, and it's different. It gives province war score cost versus other religions. Uniting the Holy Roman Empire, +2 dip rep, +20 max absolutism. Why not? Chance to inherit unions goes up by 50%. Max effective absolutism. Forming the Roman Empire as a republic. Ooh, very nice. It gives admin efficiency, culture conversion cost, culture conversion time, -10%. Interesting. Winning issues in parliament grants 5 Republican tradition. Okay, cool. Last but not least, enables 2 generic tier 1 reforms for monarchies and republics. Elective monarchy. You can rule an election. Oh, you can choose. But you get -40% max absolutism, so you eventually want to ditch that. It's a type of republicanism inspired in classical antiquity with a great emphasis on civic virtue. Rulers gain +1 additional bonus to the country. Disallows aristocratic idea groups. Rulers have limited terms. Random candidate bonus, estate influence. Okay, interesting. Current term, 1 of 2. Okay, cool. Because of that, this reform aims for making modifiers which increase the length of the... a new lifetime long modifier which makes choosing a new candidate. Okay, cool. Just you get morale of armies if you... Okay. You can get reform progress growth, CCR, idea cost, staff cost, missionary strength, estate influence, trade efficiency, diplomatic annexation cost reduction, development cost, defensiveness. Wow, shit, there's a ton of these. More reform progress growth. Oh, and it's cool that they have something when they're disloyal too. This is really cool too. Prestige per development for missionary is insane. Finally, there's a privilege whose modifier directly scales with loyalty of the state. So the state with 100% loyalty would give the full modifiers. Now, you might have noticed that the last privilege has an estate decision, synonymously called estate action. The estates used to have interactions that you could press in order to get a one-time effect from the estate. Some might even remember the old golden rule of giving the estates 80% influence and then demanding their support every 20 years for 200 monarch power. Now, this is returned in the form of decisions that are unlocked by estate. Oh god. Recruit minister. Master of Mint. Sick. You can get a general too. I like that. What else is this? Make generous donation. Okay. Event Cossack aggression gives more bonuses. Conscript elite Cossack. You can make sure that you don't get tribal succession crisis. And there we go. Austria has a pretty powerful mission tree these days. And now Russia and the Ottomans are getting powerful updates. But at least there's still Brandenburg I can bully. Hey, he's blue now. Very nice. You just had your fill, okay? You just had your fill, Poland. Your mission tree is bonkers. Alright, cool. Very nice. I like this.